Hey, what's going on YouTube? So this is season 2, episode 3 of the 15-gallon Grassroots Pot containers. Today I'm going to be making a top dress for these containers so I can keep up with the feeding of these plants because peppers apparently take a lot of, they, they eat a lot of food or fertilizer. And I don't like using chemical fertilizer. I like using organic material. So for this top dress over here, I have compost and biochar mixed together. I made it a while ago. I made it last year. Well, I started it last year and I finished earlier this year. I'm gonna bring you close to this compost to show you, and I'm gonna show you the other amendments I plan on putting in here. All right, guys, so you could probably see it better, but this is basically compost and biochar. Like I said, I made it last year or started it last year, specifically to make it as a top dress. So I'm gonna be adding like two new things in here. You guys know my favorite fertilizer is Dr. Earth. So in here, in this old ammo cracker jar, I filled it with Dr. Earth fertilizer, one of my favorites. There's alfalfa meal, fish bone meal, which is my favorite type of bone meal, and I think something else I don't remember. I'm using 1 cup to put in here. If you're wondering why I'm putting the compost, because I want the compost to be a carrier for all of this stuff. And apparently, Dr. Earth fertilizer has microbes in it, so we'll be top dressing these containers and giving it microbes, which is really cool to see. Or it's really cool. In this container, I put 2 cups of rock dust. I have 2 different types of rock dust in here, so just to get the most diversity that I can. Woo. Rock dust doesn't break down quickly, so um, I don't have to worry about rock dust for a while after adding this rock dust. I should mention this is like 2 different basalt rock dust. Just because I think basalt rock dust is the best. I'm mixing it right now so it can be well incorporated, or as well as I can incorporate it. I want to make sure it's getting deep. I really like biochar because it carries 10 times its weight in water, and being in a desert climate, that's really good. Especially in my native soil. My native soil doesn't carry water that well. I think I have like a sandy, clayish soil. That's why it doesn't retain water that well, but it's not too bad. Break up these clumps. And yeah, there you go. I think that's a pretty good mix for right now to top dress these containers. So let me uh, give you a closer look to the containers so I can show you how I plan on top dressing these. All right, guys. So this is my native soil raised or 15-gallon container. You can see this plant is doing really well. You might be able to see the flowers coming out right now. They're brand new, and you can see this cover crop. Uh, you can do several different things with the cover crop, like smash it down so it doesn't take over the container. But the reason why I added cover crop so there's enough soil biology in the container, and it helps with water infiltration, water retention, and something else I can't remember. But either way, I have this 1 cup measuring cup, and I probably put like 2 cups in here to see how well that does for me. Just to see how it looks. If I can get around. Yeah, I think 2 cups would be good for right now. One day, I would like to make my own uh, Dr. Earth fertilizer, just because why not? Okay, so now you can see most of the compost is on top, but the fertilizer, you want to scratch it in so it can actually have good soil contact. I'm going to basically scratch this into the mulch layer. Then I'll water it in so the compost, the microbes from the dark earth can activate, break down, and with that, the feeder roots will come on top to feed on the new compost. Again, I probably could go a little bit harder with the compost, but as of right now, I'll just leave it like this. If I need more, I'll add more for next week or something. I'll bring you guys back in a week to show you how this pepper is going. But as of right now, remember this is my native soil one. Let's go to my sandy soil one and see how that's going. All right, guys. So you can see this is my sandy soil pepper. It's doing really good. It's growing pretty well. You can see the cover crop is like barely coming up, which is cool to see. But I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Even though this one has no flowers on it, um, I just want to get ahead of it. So I don't have to do it later or just do it again later, depending on what I want to do. So another 2 cups of the compost that I mixed together with biochar, rock dust, and Dr. Earth now. You don't have to put it against a plant. For whatever reason, I am doing that though. Again, stretching in. I know the cover crop is barely coming up, but that's okay because we're not worried about the cover crop more than we are feeding the plant. So if the cover crop dies a little bit, that's okay because the cover crop will just go back as fertilizer to feed this plant. I might have to add more mulch later on anyway. There you go. Doesn't even look like I destroyed the cover crop. I'll just let it grow for a little bit. If it gets too big, then I'll just break it down. All right, so this last container I'm about to show you is my biochar container. So I think it's like if I remember correctly, it's like a 50-50 mix of biochar and my native soil. You see, I don't have a plant growing in here. That's because the plant that was here originally did die. I don't know what happened. It could have been from too much water from the biochar, but remember last year in this container, pepper grew really well in this one, so I can't be sure. But either way, I do have more peppers growing. It's just that that pepper isn't ready to be transplanted. So as of right now, I think I'm gonna put a cover crop in here uh, to make sure the soil biology stays active. I don't know how this plant got in here. I don't even know what it is, but I'm gonna keep it for right now. But yeah, I'm gonna put a cover crop in here so the soil biology can be active in this container. I keep saying raised bed in this container, and hopefully by the time the pepper is ready to transplant, this uh, this cover crop won't be too tall, and we can just chop it and drop it while we transplant the actual plant that we want. So that's how it looks right now. I think there's like 14 different clovers in this, and I did add some sorghum and winter rye. Just because sorghum is a C4 grass, so what that means is for every 4 carbon atoms, it brings down 4 uh, carbon atoms into the soil to make the soil more carbon rich. Okay, so you saw me add the compost, biochar, and everything else that I added. into this just because I want that to be able to be broken down by the soil biology and plants. Hopefully, that'll be more readily available to my peppers once I transplant it in. Okay, now I'm gonna add back the mulch that I took out and make sure it can retain the water. And I'll just water this container. I'll water all the containers right now to make sure, again, that the soil biology can break down the compost and the Dr. S fertilizer, rock dust, even though the rock dust might take a while to break down. And there we go. Now it's just time to water this in. Alright guys, so I decided to make compost extract using worm castings to help with even more biology in the soil. So hopefully this plant can do really well and give us tons and tons of peppers for this season. So let's go water this in. And I'm going to do that for the rest of these. And I'll bring them back, guys. I'll bring them back next week to see how well these peppers are doing. Especially these two. Maybe, hopefully, by then we could transplant a pepper into this vacant one. But yeah, thank you guys for watching so far, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, YouTube, so it's been 1 week since my last clip. You can see they're doing really well in these containers. Today, I finally have a plant ready to transplant in here, so we're going to transplant a bell pepper in here. That's the only plant that's tall enough that I'm comfortable with transplanting in here. So yeah, so I'm going to kill this cover crop that's right here right now, and then transplant the bell pepper, and then I don't know. I already watered it in, so I don't have to do that. But I will give it compost extract. So my own worm catches that I make. Um, yeah, let's get to planting this pepper. Alright guys, so here's how the pepper looks like after it's been transplanted. Again, I'm giving it compost extract to hopefully help it grow its newer roots faster. And I'm pretty sure that the California bell pepper, whatever that means. um, but either way, I remember I planted some seeds in here. I didn't think they were going to germinate, so the fact that I can see some more seeds in here that are pepper variety, I think it was a jalapeno if I remember correctly. It could be another type of pepper, but I'm gonna let it stay there just in case it does grow into something, or if this one dies for whatever reason. At least I know I have peppers in here at the very least. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna give this a compost extract, and then I guess that's it. So yeah, here's how all the peppers look like so far. There's that one and my tallest one. This is my native soil one. This one grew the best, surprisingly, because if you remember last year, this pepper, I mean, this container didn't grow anything for whatever reason. It died back, and I took forever to transplant a new pepper in there. The sandy soil did pretty well, but my biochar and native soil did the best last year. So the fact that my biochar and native soil one is struggling this year is really surprising to me. But anyway, that's season 2, episode 3 of the 15-gallon Grassroots Flower Pots. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next video. Peace.